Hello everyone, welcome back to eCoreAcademy. My name is Anita and today I will be doing part 1 of 4 of my lessons on TI calculator functions. So we'll be in the Algebra II course for this, and like I said, I'll be teaching you guys how to use the TI calculator. TI calculator is also known as the Texas Instrument Calculator, and it's the calculator you'll be utilizing in high school. Because, like I've said before, Algebra II is one of the preliminary high school math courses you take. It's really important that you guys learn how to do the basic functions and operations of these TI calculators. So I wanted to do a 4-episode series on this for you guys so that you guys know how to kind of manipulate your calculators and use them to your advantage in your math class. Like I said, again, this is one of the videos in our new Algebra 2 course, and we'll be exploring the Texas Instrument Calculator that is so very valuable for your high school course. Before I dive into the actual lesson today, I would like you guys to pause this video, like it, and also subscribe to our eCoreAcademy channel so that you guys are notified of our future content and so that you can follow this Algebra 2 series I am making if you really like my teaching style, or if you are just really fascinated by Algebra 2 or taking the course right now and you want to just get some enrichment off of what you're learning in class, and if you want to build off of what you already know. So yes, please do that before we get into this video. I'll give you guys a few seconds, and let's get right into it. Okay, before I actually start, I want to go over what a TI calculator is so you understand this valuable tool you guys have in your hands. So a TI calculator is a Texas Instrument calculator. You guys might have seen this in your 8th grade math class. When I was in 8th grade, I took Algebra 1. My teacher had these little TI calculators in her classroom that we used during assessments if we were allowed to have a calculator. They were very simple, in my opinion, compared to these TI 83s and 84s you guys have in high school. But when you get into high school, you're required to actually have your own TI 83 or 84. And here's a picture of one right here. It is a Mint TI 84 calculator. I have a TI 84, and that's the one I would recommend for you guys. If you have an 83, that's perfectly fine as well. And here's a link, an Amazon link. I'll put this in the description box as well if you want to purchase this on Amazon. So let's address everything I've bulleted in this box. What it is, like I said, Texas Instrument Calculator. Where to get it? You can get it on Amazon and Office Depot, places like that sell stationaries and school supplies. So these TI 84 calculators and 83 calculators are priced between, I want to say, around $100 to $115. That may seem a little bit hefty for a school supply, but trust me, you'll use it all through your high school and your college life. So it is a great investment. You can obviously customize your color, whatever you need. I would, like I said before, go for an 84 because that's a newer model, but 83s, if you get it handed down from a sibling or another relative, those work perfectly fine as well. It's used in high school. So, like I said before, Algebra 2 is a preliminary high school course. You're going to be using your calculator to graph, to do basic computations, to use the tables, to use matrices, all these different things. The TI 84 and 83 come in really handy, especially when you're doing standardized testing. You need that quick computation. Maybe you need to graph something. You can just throw the equation in your calculator and you'll see it graph for you. You don't need to do that on lined paper or anything like that. So that's what its use is in high school. The ongoing learning process. What I mean by this is, in this video, I'll show you guys some of the basic get-arounds around this TI 84, 83 calculator. I'll show you guys how to do the basic functions. But as I do every lesson in this Algebra 2 course, I'm going to be trying to incorporate the TI calculator as much as possible. As in, I'm going to show you how to use it for almost every different lesson. For example, one of our next videos are going to be 3 variable systems of equations. You can do these by hand, but I'm going to also show you how to do this on the calculator. Right now, in this lesson, it's too premature to teach you guys that. So as we go along, it's going to be an ongoing learning process with this TI calculator. And lastly, what I mean by applying yourself is, right now I want you guys to grab your TI calculators, whether it be an 83 or an 84, doesn't matter. Just grab yours, and then we're going to get right into this video. I'm going to have mine up on the webcam so you guys can watch me, and we'll see how it goes. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's get right into the functions. I'm back with a new clip where I just switched my webcam view, so instead of seeing my face, you guys now see my TI-84 Plus calculator so that I can do this tutorial alongside you. So please grab your TI-83 or 84 calculator so you can follow along. I will have the instructions for each step posted up here on this e-chalkboard, so feel free to pause the video and try it for yourself before continuing on. Also, the format will be where I have my webcam right over here with the my TI-84 calculator, and then up on the e-chalkboard I'll have the instructions next to a blown up picture of a TI-84. So whichever way helps you guys see the TI-84 better. If you're viewing on like a smaller device, maybe the picture will help you. If you're viewing on like a tablet or a PC, maybe my webcam will help you. Whatever works, I'll have both versions up. Also, I want to just let you know that this is the first of 4 videos I'll be posting, and in this video we'll be covering basic functions of your TI calculator, as in how to operate your TI calculator, and right here in this box I address everything that we will be covering. So if there's something specific that you want to know, right here is everything we'll be going over. So turning your calculator on and off, resetting it, adjusting your viewing screen display and contrast, accessing the mode menu, using the recall feature and the answer key, using the delete and insert key, using the math key, using mixed numbers, seeing how the calculator does order of operations, accessing the num menu, and also manipulating the special numerals key. So this is everything we'll be covering in this video. All right, let's get right into it. So this is the first thing we'll be doing. It's turning your calculator on and off. This is probably the most basic function. As you know, if you have a phone, you turn on and off to use it. So you're going to have to turn your calculator on and off and know how to do this in order to actually use it and access its features. So I'll show you up here on this blown up picture of a TI-84 I have. So to turn it on, you want to hit the on key. The on key, just follow my pointer. It's red. It's right down here. You just press this and your calculator will turn on. So to turn it off, on the flip side, you want to hit the second key, which is up here. The second key, you want to press this first, and then you want to press this on key that you press. If you see right here above the on key in blue, it says off. So that will turn your calculator off. So that's how you do it. If you guys want to pause and just read over this, feel free to do so. But I'm going to show you on my webcam over here on my actual calculator. So if I want to turn my calculator on, I'm going to press the on button. The on button's down here. Boom. My calculator turns on. Again, press this, your calculator will turn on. Let's say I'm done using my calculator, I want to turn it off. So to do that, I want to hit the second key, which is up here. For me, it's in like a tealish color. So I press that, and then I press the on key again, and it'll turn my calculator off. Pretty simple. Hopefully you got that. All right, our next slide. So we're going to reset the TI. So this is to wipe the memory, which is the saved information you have before you take any assessments. So my Algebra II teacher would have us reset our TIs before taking assessments because kids could store any kind of valuable information in their TI calculator. I mean, I don't know how to do it, but if you're like a tech whiz, you might be able to pull that off. But just to give everyone a very fair chance at performing on an assessment, your teacher will ask you to wipe your calculator before you take an assessment. If you're doing standardized testing, you might be required to wipe your calculator, as in the SAT. You might have to do that. And again, if you have a lot of stuff stored in your calculator, let's say your calculator is super cluttered, if you just want to reset it, this is super valuable. So you start on a clean slate. So obviously resetting your TI has many different values. In order to do this, you want to press the second key first, which is up here. Hopefully you're familiar with it. This is a very useful key. So you hit the second key. Then right after that, you want to hit the plus key. It's down here along this column of operational keys. You want to hit your plus key. And then right after that, you want to hit your 7 key. There's a 3x3 keypad kind of area where you have all your one-digit numerals. So you hit 7. Then right after that, you hit 1 and then 2. That's just a 5-step pattern that you have to memorize. And trust me, by now, it comes to me very quickly. So again, second, then your plus, then your 7, then your 1, then your 2. I'm going to demonstrate it up here on my webcam. So I'm going to turn my calculator back on with the on key. Then let's say I want to wipe my calculator because my teacher just asked me to write before an assessment. In order to do that, I want to first hit my second key, which is right here. Press my second key. Then I want to press my plus key right here. I press that. Then I want to hit my 7 key up here. Then my 1 key. Then my 2 key. And it's done. You'll get the screen that says your RAM is cleared. And if you get this screen, you did it right and you're good to go. Everything is cleared. Your tables, your graphs, everything is cleared. So you don't have to worry about anything. All right, let's go to the next slide. So we'll be adjusting the viewing screen and display and contrast here. So when I say display and contrast, I mean the brightness of your screen. Think of your phone. If you like a dimmer screen, you will adjust your screen brightness to make it dim. If you like a brighter screen, you'll adjust your screen brightness to make it brighter. Just like that, the calculator works the same way. If you want a brighter screen, let's say you can't see anything on the calculator, so you're obviously going to brighten your screen. If you're running out of battery, then you might decrease the brightness to conserve your battery. Let's say you're in the middle of an assessment. You can't really charge your TI calculator during an assessment. So this brightness is really it's attuned to your preferences. So it's still very useful to know because it proves that you know how to manipulate your calculator so you can best perform with it. All right, so enough talking. Let's get right into how to do it. So you want to hit the second key right here. And then if you want to brighten it, you hit the up arrow. You see the circular keypad kind of area. You hit the up arrow. It'll brighten it. If you look up here, you see a sun, and then you see an up arrow. That pretty much symbolizes increased brightness. So you want to hit the second key, then you want to hit the up arrow. Then you want to do that again. So let's say it's not bright enough. You want to make it even brighter. You hit the second key again, and then the up arrow. Second key again, and up arrow. That's why I wrote repeat right here. You just repeat that process. And then vice versa if you want to dim it. So second key and then down arrow if you want to dim it. Let's say it's not dim enough. Then you do that again. Second key, down arrow. Second key, down arrow. You see a sun here again, and then you see a down arrow. You're dimming your calculator. So let's do it right here on the webcam on my calculator. So if I want to, right now my calculator's at the brightest. Let's say I want to dim my calculator. So I'm going to hit the second key and then the down arrow. If you guys saw that, my calculator just dimmed, and I'm just going to keep doing that. Just notice the difference. Second key, down arrow. Second key, down. And I just do that over and over again until it's the dimmest possible or if it's to my preference. So this is the dimmest my calculator will go. Let's say I want to do the reverse. I want to bring it back up to its original brightness. Second key up, and I just repeat that over and over until it's as bright as I like it, which is at the brightest setting. Okay, so it's the brightest it'll go. So that's how you adjust your brightness. Okay, the mode menu. So let's first talk about how you get to the mode menu. So you want to hit the mode key on your calculator. So the mode key, if you guys look at this picture, is right next to the second key. It's right to the right of it. If you see where my pointer is, there's a mode key. So you want to press your mode key. That's how you get there. So come over to my webcam, and I'll show you guys the mode key on my calculator. So the second key is right here in this teal color, and right next to it is the mode key. I don't know if you guys can see the font, but it is the mode key. So I'm going to press the mode key, and I get this menu right here. And if you guys look up on my blackboard right here, you guys see that same menu up here in large. So let's divert our attention away from this webcam and come back up here to where my cursor is. So this is pretty much what I am seeing on my calculator right now. So the mode menu pretty much lets you manipulate your calculator to your preferences. So you have all these different settings that you can change, just like the display and contrast. You can manipulate all these settings. For example, if you want your answers in radian, you can adjust it to radian. If you want them in degree, you can put them in degree. Then if you guys want how you want your numbers displayed, if you want only real numbers, you have it over here. If you want imaginary numbers, you can also adjust that. Here, full horizontal graph table, that talks about how you'll have your tables and your graphs displayed after you graph an equation. So if you just want your graph and your table separate, if you want a full viewing screen for your graph, you'll hit full. And if you want like a split kind of viewing screen where you can see both your graph and your table, you'll hit horizontal. And then if you want a different version of your graph and your table split on your screen, you'll hit graph table. So you have all these different functions here. Again, I didn't really tamper with all of these. I just used what I needed to use. And that's what I kind of, like I said, I customized my calculator to my needs in my math class. And I also included a link down here for further reading on the mode menu. So it goes over every single one of these functions. So I will link that in the description if you guys want to read through that and kind of mess with your calculator and make it most attuned to your preferences. So the mode menu is super useful for all these things. So the recall feature. So the recall feature recalls the last computation you typed. So let's say the last computation you typed was you wanted to find out what 5 plus 3 equaled. So you typed in 5 plus 3. So come over to my webcam. I'm going to do this right now. So let's say I typed 5 plus 3. That's what I typed right up here. 5 plus 3. I hit enter and I get my answer, 8. So let's say I accidentally clear my screen. I hit the clear key. I hit the clear key right up here. If you guys come to this picture, I hit the clear key. Oh no, my page is all cleared. I don't remember the last computation I typed, but I need it. So in order to do that, it recalls that 5 plus 3 you typed. It'll recall that original computation. Whatever you typed, the calculator will recall, nothing else. So in order to do that, you want to hit the second key and then the enter key. So to do this, come over to my picture up here. You want to hit the second key, which is right here where my pointer is, and then you want to come all the way down here to the bottom right of the calculator and hit the enter key. It's pretty simple. So let's do it right now. So I'll hit the second key, and I'll hit the enter key. It recalls the 5 plus 3 I typed. Notice how it doesn't recall the 8 that was the answer. It recalls what you typed into the calculator. And I emphasize this point right here. This will bring up what you typed before. So in order to get the final answer, let's say I just use this recall feature, but I really need to know what the answer is. I don't really need the actual computation that I typed. So to do that, you just simply hit the enter key. It's not a big deal. No stress. So you get 8, which was the answer I was looking for. So it works out. So the answer key kind of goes hand in hand with this. It recalls the last answer that the calculator gave you for a computation. So let's do that again. I'm going to clear my screen. I'm going to say I want to know what 5 plus 3 is again. Oops, I typed 5 plus 5. So 5 plus 3. I want to know what 5 plus 3 is. Then I hit the enter key. I'll get 8. I accidentally clear my calculator. Oh no, how do I get that answer back? So to do it, you need to hit the second key, and then you need to hit the negative key. Not the minus key, like I wrote down here. You need the negative key, and I'll show you where that is right here on this big calculator picture. So second key, you want to hit that, and then you want to come down here. Do not hit this key. Do not hit the minus key. Hit this minus key that looks like it's in parentheses. So second key, and then this key, not this minus key. I'll show you guys on my calculator. So I'm going to hit the second. So I just typed in 5 plus 3, hit enter, got 8, and cleared it. Now I need to get that answer I got. So I hit second, and then I hit this like negative sign in parentheses. And then I'll hit enter, and I get 8. So that's how you get that's how the calculator recalls the answer it gave you if you clear this. Hey guys, I am back with the second clip for the second half of our basic functions of the TI calculator video. So let's get right into it. I'm going to be showing you how to use the delete and insert key. So this is used, if you see my bullet down here, it's used if you don't want to hit the clear key and just clear out a whole computation you typed in. Let's say you typed in this really long computation that you need the calculator to do quickly because you're in the middle of an assessment, but you typed one thing in wrong. So instead of immediately by instinct going to the clear key, you might want to use the delete and insert key to save time, so you don't erase everything you just typed. So let's say I'm going to give you an example. So you want to know what the answer to 25 plus 3 is, just theoretically. Obviously, you can do that in your head. I just want to use that as an example. So let's say you want to know what the answer to 25 plus 3 is. So I'm doing this computation really fast. Pretend I'm in the middle of an assessment, and I end up typing 252 plus 3. Instead of 25 plus 3, I end up typing that extra 2. Instead of clearing all of this, we can use the delete key. So to find the delete key, you want to come over here. It's right next to the mode key. So you press the delete key. So in order to get to that 2 that I want to delete, I need to use a circular keypad of arrows. So I will hit the left arrow so that my cursor hovers over the 2. Then I want to hit the delete key, and then it deletes the 2 for me. So that's already done. I hit enter, I get my answer. So that's easy peasy if you want to just delete one operation that you put in wrong or a numeral that you put in wrong. So you use the delete key. On the flip side, let's see how you might want to use the insert key. So let's say I'm going really quickly through my computations and I'm trying to find out what 25 plus 3 is. Again, instead of typing 25 plus 3, let's say I accidentally type in 2 plus 3. I forget that 5. Oh no, instead of clearing all of that out, I can just use the insert key to insert the 5 that I need next to the 2. To do that, I want to hit second and then delete. So the second key again is right here to the left of mode, and then the delete key is to the right of mode. So you want to hit second and then delete. Again, to get to the place where you want to insert your numeral, you want to use these arrows right here. So I'm going to be using the left arrow. I'm going to hover right over that plus because that's where I want my 5 to be. Then I want to hit my second. Then I want to hit my delete key. If you guys see right above the delete key, there's this insert. So that's where you would find the insert. And then if you guys see where my cursor is blinking right now with like kind of a underline right there, that's like where the numeral that I want to put in will go. So I want to hit 5 and then I'm done. So I hit the right arrow to get my cursor to the end, then I hit enter and I get my computation. So that's how you guys use the delete and insert key. Okay, let's go to the next key, the math key. So the math key, what I used for Algebra 2 was mainly for converting fractions and decimals. It did all that stuff for you. I know a lot of us aren't really fond of fractions and decimals, so the math key will really help you with that, especially if you're very slow with converting them. So let's see how you can do this. So first you want to hit the math key. So the math key is right here. Right underneath the second key is the alpha key, and right underneath the alpha key is the math key. So you want to hit the math key. If you guys come over to my webcam, I have the math key right here. Press that. And you get this whole menu of different operations that you can do. So the first one is, like I've listed up here, you got fractions, you got decimals, you got cubes, cube roots, nth roots, and so many more. Like if you guys see up here, my first option is fraction. Second is decimal. Third is cubing a number. Fourth is the cube root of a number. Fifth is the nth root of a number. And then so on and so forth. You have so many different functions. So that's what the math key does. I'll show you guys one example. So let's say I want to know what the cube of 5 is. So I type in 5, then I hit my math key. Then I can either scroll down to 3, but what would be most efficient, so the third option is my cube. I can scroll down to cube, or I can just hit 3. Because cube is the third option. So it'll insert the cube, hit enter 125. So the math key is useful for converting fractions, for doing cubes, cube roots, nth roots, all sorts of things. You guys can always explore the math key. It has many uses. Okay, next, mixed numbers. So mixed numbers, I didn't really use this, but I can always show you guys how to do mixed numbers. Like I said, a lot of us aren't fond of fractions, so this might help you out. So let's talk about how to insert a mixed number kind of template, and then you insert numerals into that. I'll show you what I mean. So to insert a mixed number, you want to hit the math key, which is right here under alpha key again. So I'm going to do that up here on my webcam. So hit the math key. I come to this menu again. Then I want to hit the right arrow. So remember the circular keypad? You want to hit the right arrow here. Hit the right arrow and scroll over to frac. It's in all caps. It's right here at the end of the little top row. So you're going to hit frac. And then you want to go to number 2. This is what it looks like, the second option. Scroll down to it, or just hit 2. And then you'll come to this. I'll bring it closer to the webcam. You kind of have this little open. You have this little mixed number kind of fill-in area, so you can fill in what numbers you want to put where. So let's say I want to put the mixed number 5 7/8. So that's how it'll work for me. It'll put 5. I can put 5 7/8 into my calculator. That's how you use mixed numbers. I mean, if you guys are adding mixed numbers and you don't really know how to do it by hand, obviously this can come in handy. Otherwise, to convert between fractions and mixed numbers, you kind of have to be clever. You got to be able to manipulate the calculator as much as possible. Let's say I want to convert this 5 7/8 into an improper fraction. I have to be able to I have to be able to multiply 5 by 8 and then add 7. Like, I need that basic knowledge of how to convert it. But then you can always put the computations into the calculator. Let's say I'm trying to convert 5 and 7/8 into an improper fraction. Well, I'm going to type in 5 times 8 plus 7. And the calculator will do all that kind of basic stuff for me. But you guys have to be clever and know how to really manipulate your calculator. And obviously that comes with experience. So you guys have to toy around with the calculator a little bit. Next is order of operations. I'll breeze through this really fast for you guys. So order of operations. So your calculator, after you type something in, your calculator should be able to understand what you typed. Make sure it's cohesive. Make sure you guys don't get syntax errors. Make sure you're using the right operational signs, the right whatever. You have to make sure that it's understandable. Think of it this way. If you type something into the calculator and it makes absolutely no sense, think of the calculator as your teacher. If you write something down on a test and it doesn't make sense, is your teacher going to grade it? Or is your teacher going to give you credit for it? No. So the calculator is not going to do the operation for you. So make sure you don't get syntax error. Then your calculator is going to apply order of operations if what you typed in was right. Remember order of operations, PEMDAS, PIMA, whatever, however you guys learned it. So it's going to apply your order of operations, and then it's going to give you the correct answer. So what I mean by this is it's going to be able to do order of operations for you. Your calculator knows order of operations. So if you see my example, 12 plus 3/5 equals 12.6. Let's say I'm trying to type that into my calculator. So how I would type that into my calculator is 12. Then I would hit plus. Then I would do 3 divided by 5. And I know that this would be like an order of operations. You might think, Anita, your calculator is not going to be able to do the 3 divided by 5 before it adds it to the 12. Your calculator is actually smart enough to do order of operations. So you're going to get the same answer I have up here, which is 12.6, because your calculator, even if you don't put parentheses around the 3 divided by 5, your calculator knows order of operations. However, if you have special cases like here, where you have a negative number and you're trying to, for example, square it, you're going to have to put parentheses around your negative number so your calculator doesn't mistake it. For example, I'm trying to square -3 here. So I had to put parentheses around -3 and then square it, so my calculator knew to do -3 times -3, and then I got 9. However, if you do this wrong, that means you're doing -3, you're ignoring the parentheses, and then you're squaring it. And then your calculator is going to give you 9, and then it's just going to put the negative sign in front of the 9 because it thinks you're doing the negative square root of 3. So just know when to use parentheses and all those kinds of things. Again, in this example, it would be safest to just put parentheses around the 3 divided by 5, but your calculator knows order of operations to an extent. So you have to be clever, again, in this scenario as well. So the num menu. So I didn't really use the num menu when I was in Algebra 2, but again, I just want to show it to you really quickly. So you mainly use this for absolute values. So to get there, you want to hit the math key, which is right under the alpha key, if you guys see on this picture, TI-84 that I'm going to show. Math key. So on my webcam, I'm going to hit the math key. Then I want to go to num. So I hit the right arrow once, and then it goes to num. So if you see at the top, you have num right next to math. So you're going to hit the right arrow, you're going to have num, and the very first option is absolute value. So you pretty much just hit 1, and then you get absolute value. Let's say I'm trying to find the absolute value of -5. Gives me the answer, 5. Although you could do that in your head, obviously, if you guys want to know absolute value, how to do that on the calculator, there you go, that's how you do it. And I want to give you a quick disclaimer about the negative value key. So come over here to my eChalkboard. So this minus sign right here along this column of operations, this is if you're subtracting. That's a minus sign. However, this negative sign in parentheses, that's if you want to do a negative number. So if you're trying to write -5, you're not going to hit minus sign and then 5. You're going to hit this minus sign in parentheses and then 5. This is for negative numbers, not this. If you do minus sign and then 5, this minus sign, you're going to get syntax error. So remember, use this one, not this one. All right, and this is going to be our last slide for today. I know it's a lot, but this is going to be our last slide for basic functions on your TI-84 calculator. So this is a special numerals key. It includes all the keys, all these 4 symbols I have listed up here, your x, t, theta, and then n. So let's see how you can let's see where this special numeral key is. So look over here on this picture. It's right underneath the mode key. So this is your special numerals key. So on my calculator here, If I press the special numerals key, I get x. So you might be asking me, how do you access the other three numerals that you're provided? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that in case you need to. I never needed to in Algebra 2, but let's say if you're in like a higher level math class, it's always valuable to know how to do those things. So you want to hit your mode key. Remember that long mode list? You want to hit your mode key right here. I'm going to do it on my calculator. I hit the mode key. Then you want to scroll to function. So I'm going to scroll down 1, 2, 3, 4. So I scroll down 4, and if you see where my cursor is blinking, it's on function. So you want to be on function. If your cursor is on function right now, when you hit the special numerals key, it's going to give you x. Let me repeat that. If your cursor is on function right now, if you hit the special numerals key, it's going to give you x. However, if I hit the right key and go over to parametric, when I hit the special numerals key, it's going to give me a t. So I'm just going to demonstrate that for you now. I'm on parametric. I hit enter to confirm my choice. I go back to my normal screen, and when I hit the special numerals key, I get t this time. Let's go back to mode. Let's go back to mode and then go back to the function parametric kind of area. If I hit it again and I go to polar and I hit enter, I'll get theta. If I hit right and I go to SQ, I'll get n. And whichever one you need to go to your mode menu and change this. This is all you need to mess with to kind of manipulate your special numerals key. So again, I have it listed here. Function is x, parametric is t, polar is theta, and then SEQ is n. And you just hit enter to confirm your choice. So this special numerals key, it's pretty much tailored to your needs. So whichever you need, go to the mode menu, kind of mess around with it like I just showed you, and then you'll get the special numeral you need. Alright guys, so that's pretty much all I have for you today. My next video, part 2, some graphing features will be coming up soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And then following that will be 2 more videos on 2 more sections, some basic stuff you need to know about the TI-84 and 83. Hopefully you guys went along with this video, paused it where you needed to, kind of replayed sections where you needed me to re-explain stuff, and hopefully you're getting a grasp of this calculator. It's such a valuable asset, and I think you guys will get a hang of it if you just practice and practice a little bit more. Again, this is Anita Raj with eCoreAcademy. Thanks for watching this video all the way through. If you did, please like the video to show your support, and also subscribe to the channel to get future content, to be able to follow this series and see my future TI functions videos. Thank you.